Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? This is Nathan here. Welcome back to the Micro Shop. I've got some exciting things planned for this video, so keep on watching. So you probably remember a couple months ago, I don't even remember how long ago it was, but I'd said I've got some changes happening here for the Micro Shop, and kind of taken a long time, taken quite a while to get that accomplished, and still got some work to do. But basically what's going to happen here, you remember where I did most of my grinding, my rough grinding and knife bevel grinding, I did that in my porch, right on in my cold porch at my house, because I didn't want to do it here in the Micro Shop because this is a pretty small little shop. As you can see here, it's not very big. Not a very big shop. It's basically just a 5 by 5 or 4 by 5 closet, whatever. And so anyway, what I've done is I have adjusted and retrofitted and moved my shop somewhere else. So keep on watching and I'll show you where I've moved my grinding shop.
Okay, going right out here to my sea container. And right out here. Let it snow. A little bit snowy. Alright, here we are. Here's my new shop. It's pretty hard to see. Can't really get too much video work here. My phone is actually about to die, and it's really cold in here. It's actually minus 20. As you can see right here. But yeah, this is the new spot. This is the new space in the sea container. Here in Canada, we call them sea cans, and I'm just excited. My new grinder is going to go right there. I'm going to get just adjust my lights out to mount them to the 2x4 here. And another addition that you'll notice that I haven't mentioned, I don't believe, is my drill press. I've had this since September, and really awesome. Really like it, and a nice drill press. Just a budget drill press, but it works really well. And so anyway, this is just a little view of my shop. It gets really cold in here. The other day I was working in here, it was minus 35 or 38 almost, and the only heat that I have is this kerosene heater. Basically it's just warms enough that I can keep my hands warm. I put my hands over it to warm it up. But yeah, just a little bit of my new shop, half of this sea container, and really happy, really excited about it. Alright, there we go. You can just see just a little bit more of the shop, and in the sea cans. So half of it is storage, but a lot of it is going to be used, the other half will be used for making some knives and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, here's some blades that I already have cut out, and they're going to be, I have 3 different steels here, and these 2 right here are 1095. This is 154 cm stainless, and these 2 are 01. And just a new design. I can pick one up there. New design that I'm looking at. Obviously, got some cleaning up to do on these, but looking forward to this. Making several of this same model, and it's going to be a while before they're done. But yeah, anyway, just really excited to get these new blades started and get my new grinder out here. Trying to do as wide angle as I can, but it's pretty hard pretty hard, but you can see the shop here, and put that tarp at the back there just to kind of hopefully keep off some of the heat in here. But this is not insulated at all, so it gets pretty cold. But yeah, here it is, my C-Can shop.
Okay, as I said, I'm just going to be setting the grinder up indoors, as it will be a lot more comfortable in here. So just getting some things set up now. This is just the way that I'm going to set it up. I'm not saying it is the perfect way or the correct way even, but it's a way that I think will work best for my system and for my shop and for my workbench and things like that. I don't have a lot of space, and so I'm going to be, as you'll see in just a minute, going to be mounting the motor onto a piece of plywood. And that way that I can, when I get the grinder out into the shop, I'm going to carry it out there, and then I'll be able to situate it where I want. Then I'll just screw it into the workbench, or well, maybe adjust it and see how best it works for me. So anyway, I'm just going to get to fitting and getting the motor bolted first of all to the piece of plywood, and then I'll work on getting the drive wheel on and mounting the actual grinder chassis to the motor. So anyway, keep on watching. So I've got the grinder just temporarily bolted on here. It's not even tight all the way. I'm just trying to figure out and get exactly where this motor is going to bolt on, and just trying to get it just right. Wanted to leave enough clearance for the grinder. Let's see, adjust that straight down a bit, just so this can hang out over what will be the workbench at the shop there in the shop. But right now, just situating, figuring out where these holes, where exactly they should be onto this little piece of plywood here. And as you can see over here, got the switch all wired, and mentioned in the earlier video, really excited. This is a 1-horse motor that should work really well for a 2x48 grinder. So anyway, I'm just going to take this off for now, and then drill some holes here and get ready to mount the motor to the plywood. Alright, I'm just bolting on or screwing on the switch box here. And I already got the motor bolted onto the piece of plywood, so that was not too hard. And just put one more screw here onto the switch box. Alright, so this is a what's called a 56C motor here, this plate, and this was all designed by the grinder manufacturer to bolt right on here. So it's not rocket science at all, just 4 holes, 4 bolts, and just get this bolted on there. Okay, so running into just a bit of an issue here, trying to get the the grinder chassis to go right flush against the motor. The motor part is a little bit too big there, and so I can't get these Allen keys tightened down enough. I think it's going along that side, but I still have about less than a 1/4 inch gap. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show you there. Yeah, I guess you can see it. Bit of a gap there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of filing or something on this part of the grinder or on that part of the motor. I'm not sure. It seems a little bit too tight. I'm all new at this. I have no idea what's going on. So anyway, I'm just going to try to retrofit it a little bit to try to get it to fit, and see if we can get the chassis to go flush, I believe, as it's supposed to, right against the motor. I think that's important because, let me go out here, zoom out a bit. When I go to put the drive wheel on, I'm going to need I'm going to need that clearance as the drive wheel mounts onto this, whatever you call that, spindle there or something like that. So anyway, I'm going to give it a shot, see if we can just widen out this part of the grinder just so it'll mate flush right against the motor right there. Alright, finally got it on there, and took a little persuasion, and I had to use a little rubber mallet to tap around it, but actually what I ended up doing is actually on the actual chassis here, I just used my little Dremel tool and just kind of cleaned it out just a little bit more. I probably took off about another half a millimeter as best I could all the way around, and she's on there. And anyway, hopefully that didn't affect any of the setup or anything. I don't imagine that it would, but took some tapping with the rubber mallet. And so the next step that I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on getting the drive wheel on. And it's got, as you can see here, it comes with this little plastic cap to cover it. And let me just zoom in, and you can kind of see what exactly is going on here. There's a little, I believe that's called a key right there. It's just a little square block of metal and a nice little groove, little track to go right in there. And then the wheel, it's got the same situation there. So I'm just gonna stick it on. And I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna tap a little bit. Looks like that key is sliding a bit. I don't know about that. So just line it all up here. I didn't show you, but on the top here, there's a little hole, and there's just a Allen key that will go in, and it will tighten right on top of that little key there, that little square piece of steel. So just looking for my flashlight here. Just gonna look in here and see. Okay, looks like everything's going on okay. One thing I'm not sure about, one of many I should say, I need to make sure that I obviously get the wheel on lined up this way enough so that it lines up with my tracking. Obviously this is the main adjustment of the tracking, but I've got to get this wheel straight enough, so it's not really cockeyed when I'm doing the tracking. So anyway, gonna just slowly tap the wheel on a little more here, and see what we get. Okay, so I got a brand new 120 grit belt here, and first time attempt to get the belt on, get the 2x42 belt on the grinder. Okay, well, she's on there. Looks like tracking there. Alright, well I have just a level here. Not really going for level, I just want to see where we are with the drive wheel. And okay, well, I've got it all,
well, I don't know if it's exact yet, but it seems to be tracking pretty well when I go like this by hand. It's off on the tracking wheel just a little bit, but I got it plugged in and I'm gonna give it a shot here. So if the belt blows off or something, I don't know, I will, if the belt spins out, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be okay. But press play, press on, here we go. Okay, that's fast. Okay, belt is going that way, going off here. Well, one thing I think I have figured out now is I think I have the tracking wheel a little bit too far on to the motor spindle there. So now I'm working at trying to just gently get it out. How I figured that out was, obviously my tracking wheel is flat on both sides there, but when I go line it up with the platen, I'm off by a good 1/4 inch. So in order to get that lined up right, I got to take the wheel, back it off a little bit, I think. Alright, well, let's get our belts on here. See where we're at. See where we are at with our belt. Well, I got it a little bit better, but it's still tracking off this side here, so even tracking off the drive belt there, but well, that's a successful successful run here. It's still tracking off here though. I don't quite know it's tracking off the edge here. I'm gonna try, I have to say the adjustments, let's see if I can get my head down here. The adjustments are just micro, if that's the word, like just a teeny little bit, like it's so sensitive. And I'm trying to get it to, obviously I want it to track well on the drive wheel. It needed to semi-track well on here. The most important spot though it needed to track is right here, because I've got to get this to track well on my platen. So anyway, I'm going to fire it back up again here, just tweak it. Let me see. I'll zoom in. Okay, let's give it a try there. Okay. So, tracking good up here, not tracking the best down here, tracking off the wheel here, and off the back wheel there. So, got a bit more work to do. So one little thing that I happened to notice, and probably not going to be able to see it on camera here at all, but I actually thought I had these bolts. These 4 bolts that were bolting onto the motor, I thought I had them. I mean, they're tight, but this plate is not exactly flush against the motor. So, just surmising out loud here, I have no idea exactly, as you can tell from the whole project. But it's not flush. I can actually see light behind it. So I'm going to need to get some washers, I think, and I'm going to get 4 washers that'll fit, and then try to just get this thing tight on here. I think the bolts are bottoming out on the 56C frame here. So anyway, that's my next thing. I can't get it to track straight, and it should, obviously, but anyway, I'm just gonna give that a shot and see, put some washers on there.
All right, well, I sure hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed showing you the new shop, and just getting the grinder in the beginning stages of setting up. I'm going to have to do this video in 2 parts, just due to my internet connection. I can't really upload very long videos. So anyway, stay tuned for part 2 as I just show the final the final steps that I've done to set up the grinder and get it working. And so part 2 will be coming soon. Thank you.